Hi there. Today I'm going to show you what to do when you want to recycle old markers, especially if the ink has dried up. So if you have a look here, I have a bunch of old markers. Now when the ink is kind of dried, or there's no more ink, I would usually ask my students to take off the lid, okay? And we use the lid for different things. And then once that's done, we'll put it in a container like this. Now in my classroom, I usually have a joke. I tell them, well, you know, if you lose the lid, or if you have, basically, the ink is dry, we cannot use it anymore before we throw it away, it goes into what I refer to as the marker hospital. Now, many teachers over the years have shared this idea with me, and I just want to show you, it's one very easy way to make paint or watercolor paint. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take each markers with the lid off, and I'm going to put them into the different containers here. I've already done some of that. So the blues go with the blues, greens and reds. I try to get as many colors that are similar in the same cup like that, just to show you like that. Okay, so you see I have like arranged all my markers into more or less the same color. So this is greens, orange, blue, blacks and grays and browns. This one is still useful. Now the next thing I'm going to do is kind of add water to these. You can add any kind of tap water and just put it in there. Okay, there we go, about half a cup. Now you may notice it won't change color immediately. Just do these ones. So you can pour water in like that. It won't change color immediately. I would suggest you wait until one day later until the water changes color. So I'm going to keep doing the rest of these. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to place these on a table. Please make sure that when you place them on a table, make sure that it's not near any kind of window or in a room that's very hot, especially in Taiwan, because what would happen is if you leave it for 24 hours, the water will actually dry up and you won't have any water. So keep in a room that's, you know, fairly well ventilated, but, you know, still kind of in a cool place. And you'll see some of them, I left this one quickly here, has already changed color a little bit. But if you really want to have a good color, I would suggest to wait one day, 24 hours. So right now I'm going to leave this here and we'll wait 24 hours later or maybe a few days later to see if these have changed color. Okay, so this is like a few days later, and on the previous day I showed you like what happens if you leave the markers in soaked in water, and this is the result. So as you can see, this is yellow, these ones are red and pinks. So the longer you leave it soaked in water in an environment that doesn't have much sunlight, the darker the color becomes. And I've got a nice black color here, nice brown color, nice green color, and a nice blue color. And there you have it. Now these can be either put into bottles for storage for later on, to paint with later on, or I could actually decide to use it to paint with immediately. And there you have it. I basically put all the colors in little plastic bottles like this, and I put a cap on it. So usually these last about 6 months. And every time I get markers that are where the ink is dried out, then I would do the same thing again. So I'll put these as storage, and most of my older students will know that this is the watercolor base, which we can use. And there you have it, DIY watercolors.